You won't believe who vanished from the crew, and why no one talked about it. Imagine this. One day you're watching your favorite crew transform a beat-up classic into a work of art. You're hooked on the grease, the passion, the brotherhood. Then suddenly, someone's missing. No mention. No goodbye. Just gone. What happened? It wasn't just a show. It was a lifestyle built on loyalty, horsepower, and a shared obsession with custom cars. But once the fame hit, the pressure boiled over. And behind the engines and camera lights, things weren't nearly as smooth as they looked. At the heart of it all was Danny, a guy raised on Detroit steel, gospel music, and gasoline. Born in Cleveland, raised in Motor City, he didn't just live around car culture. It ran through his veins. Most kids had toys. Danny had wrenches. His father was a gospel singer by day and garage warrior by night. And that's where Danny learned the trade. Before he could legally drive, he was already rebuilding engines like they were puzzles. But Danny wasn't just a car guy. He had a flair for theatrics, which landed him in Vegas in the 90s hosting late-night horror flicks dressed in black leather and sunglasses. He called himself Count Cool Rider. It was cheesy, loud, and unforgettable. But what mattered most? It got him used to cameras. Still, the dream was always the same: build badass cars his way. So he opened a little garage in a quiet corner of Las Vegas. Just a place to work on his own rides without waiting behind other shops. That small space? It would become the epicenter of a custom car empire. His garage caught fire, figuratively, thanks to a few appearances on a reality show about a pawn shop. His vibe, unmistakable. And soon, producers handed him the wheel of his own series. A spin-off, one that took us behind the curtain of custom car heaven. And for fans, it felt like home. Every week, we tuned in for jaw-dropping restorations, wild paint jobs, and a team that acted more like family than co-workers. But here's the thing. Once the cameras are rolling, everything changes. The stakes got higher. The deadlines tighter. The shop? No longer just a garage, it was now a brand. And with that came drama. Not the fake, made-for-TV kind. Real drama. The kind that causes cracks in even the strongest crews. It started with quiet exits. People disappearing without a word. No farewell episode. No update. Just silence. That's when the fans started digging. Who left? What? And what was really going on behind those garage doors? Let's talk Joseph Frontier. Now, you probably don't remember seeing him much because he wasn't out front welding frames or throwing paint. He was in the books, literally. He handled payroll, expenses, finances. But in 2016, the shop hit him with a lawsuit. What? Allegedly, he stole more than $75,000 from the business. Not only that, he supposedly used that money for personal stuff like a Range Rover and airline tickets. Oh, and forged Danny's signature to cover it up. Think about that. In a garage where loyalty is everything, a betrayal like that doesn't just sting, it burns. And unlike the big personalities who vanished with rumors, Frontier was quietly scrubbed from the show. No confrontation. No camera time. He just disappeared like he was never there. And after the news broke, he completely vanished from public life. No interviews. No social media. Nothing. As if the lawsuit swallowed him whole. But Joseph wasn't the only mystery exit. Scott Jones, you definitely remember him. He wasn't the most lovable guy on the show, but he was the one trying to keep the budget on track. While Danny ran the shop on passion and gut feeling, Scott was all numbers and deadlines. They clashed a lot. You could feel the tension. But after season 2, he was gone. No mention. No wrap-up. Just poof. Rumors flew. Embezzlement? Arguments? Drama? But none of it was ever confirmed. No charges. No lawsuits. The only thing ever said was that he moved to Tennessee to be closer to family. Today, he runs a high-performance shop out there and even popped up on another reality series. Still, neither he nor Danny ever said a word about what really happened. And honestly, that silence speaks volumes. Then there was Roland "Rock and Raleigh" Sabo, maybe the most beloved guy in the whole shop. He was the comic relief. Always cracking jokes in that thick Hungarian accent, always smiling, always wiping down chrome until it gleamed like glass. He detailed every car to perfection and brought heart to every episode. And just like that, he vanished too. Season 6 came and went, and so did Raleigh. No explanation. Some people said he got into it with staff. Others said he was fired after showing up late too many times. The only real incident we know of? In 2017, someone stole Raleigh's trailer, with all his detailing gear inside. Thousands of dollars gone. He vented about it on social media briefly, then disappeared again. He later launched his own mobile detailing business, and by all accounts he's doing great. No lawsuits, no scandals, just quietly moved on. And just like Scott, he's never thrown shade. But fans still wonder, why did the shop let go of someone who brought so much joy? Now let's get to the shop's wild card. Mike Henry, better known as Horny Mike. With that horned helmet, neon hair and wild designs, he was the rock star of the garage. But Mike wasn't just flair, he was insanely talented. His airbrush work turned basic hoods into metal masterpieces. Flames, skulls, alien stuff, you name it, Mike painted it. But creative people don't always love rules. And Mike had a habit of pushing limits, missing deadlines, clashing with Danny, and struggling under production pressure. It's not that he was lazy. It's that perfection takes time. And time is something a TV show rarely gives. Mike started showing up less, focusing more on his own business, Horny Mike Designs. He never fully cut ties with the garage, and he's still around town doing insane custom work. But fans noticed, something had shifted. Less screen time, less chaos, less Mike. Which brings us to one of the quietest exits of all, Shannon Ika. The calmest guy in the room, the most precise craftsman in the shop. He didn't need to be loud, his motorcycle builds spoke. And they were next level. But by season 7 fans started noticing. He just wasn't around as much. No controversy. No lawsuit. No fights. Just less and less of Shannon until he was no longer part of the show. People who know him say he wanted more creative control, less camera fluff, more real work. And when the show leaned toward flashy edits and big celebrity builds, maybe it just wasn't his scene anymore. Today, Shannon's still in Vegas, still building bikes, still admired in the motorcycle community. And he's never said a negative word about the show. So here's the bottom line. When the cameras are on, you see the good times, the jokes, the builds, the hugs after a killer paint job. But once the cameras turn off, it's a real business with real stress, tight timelines, and pressure that can chew people up. Some left because they couldn't handle the fame. Others because of legal fallout. And a few just quietly bowed out when the shop changed direction. But each one left a mark. And for longtime fans, their exits still echo. So who do you miss the most? Who do you think deserved better? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your side. And if you're all about killer builds, real behind-the-scenes drama, and the untold stories of the custom car world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We've got more stories coming that you won't want to miss. Because under every hood, there's a story.